Hey, if you want to learn how to get started in real estate wholesaling, you're in the right place, because wholesalers make money with very little money and can supplement their current income, sometimes making 10, 20, and 30,000 and never actually closing on the property. So join me right here, right now. We're going to show you how to do it. In this video, I'm going to talk about properties that I bought from wholesalers and the money that they made. 2, we're going to talk about how you get started in wholesaling and where to find wholesale deals. And 3, and most importantly, we're going to talk about some resources where you can find wholesale properties at the end of the video. So let's dive right in. First, let's talk about how wholesaling works. What wholesaling means is basically you're buying a property from somebody, you're getting it in contract, and then you're assigning or selling that contract to somebody else. Or it means that you're buying a property under retail value and you're closing the property yourself, fixing it up, selling it, or fixing it up and keeping it, okay? Or maybe not fixing it at all if they want to wholesale to just get the money. Why do people wholesale? People wholesale because they need the cash. They need the cash right now. And the challenge with real estate is it's a liquid. So when you get somebody who just is a don't-wanter, they don't want the property, they just want the cash, they're willing to reduce the price for a fast sale. Typically, wholesalers want to get rid of the property quickly and get their money. They don't want to wait a long time. Not always, but typical. So as getting started in wholesaling, where are you going to find these properties, okay? I find them because people actually call me with deals and they say, hey, I got this property that we have in contract. We want this amount of money for it. Would you buy it? Can you close in 10 or 15 days? And I'm like, yeah. Now, do I need all cash to close? Sometimes, but typically I don't need all cash. I can use a private money lender that I already have a relationship with. I'll talk about this in other videos, where they will look at the deal and they will give me the money and we will close at the same time. The person signing the contract will close at the same time that I do, meaning that they'll get paid for the assignment out of escrow, and I'll take the property in my name. So it goes from the person selling the property, wholesalers like a third party, I close, the third party gets paid their money, and I get the title to the property. You follow? So I typically buy from wholesalers because a lot of times they leave money on the table, where if I renovate and fix up the property, I can make money too, right? So there has to be a balance, and typically with the wholesalers that have come to me, I usually find that there's money on the table and they just either don't have the cash or they just wholesale, that's all they do, and they just want to make money. So now, where do you find these wholesale properties? You know, one of the great ways to find properties is to go to a place like auction.com or Hubzu, Hubzu, or forecloseded.com. And you can find properties that are in foreclosure where people want to get rid of them. But that's not the only way. Another great way to find people who want to wholesale properties is heirs. Heirs meaning someone passed away and they got the property and they don't want it. Typical example is bought a mobile home in Arizona for $5,000. The woman that owned the mobile home passed away. Her children got the mobile home. They were paying the park rent of $600 a month. They did not want to pay the park rent. They did not want the mobile home. They didn't even live in Arizona. They lived in another state. So they just wanted to get rid of it. They took the $5,000, got out of paying the $600 a month, and that was it, okay? Other properties, similarly, about a 7-unit property from an individual who the husband passed away. He always managed the property. The wife and the daughter just wanted to get rid of the property. So they sold it at a discount for a fast sale. They wanted the cash. They didn't want to deal with tenants. They didn't want to deal with leases. They didn't want to deal with maintenance. They just wanted the money, all right? And so they will sell at a discount to someone that they believe is going to close quickly and give them their money. Now, when I say close quickly, don't say, well, that's a problem. It's not a problem if you line up your lenders and you have a relationship, or you bring in a partner who has cash to help you, or you have the cash yourself. Before I tell you where to find these wholesale properties, make sure you subscribe, my friend. so I can help you learn the real estate game. I'm a real estate investor. I do this all the time. Subscribe, like, comment, and let's engage, and I'll help you to learn real estate absolutely free. So, you know, you're already learning about wholesaling just by watching this video, right? You've already acted. So you're already a winner. I already know that if you're watching these videos and you're doing this, you're somebody that takes action, okay? That tells me that you're someone that can be successful in this game. You just have to learn it and apply yourself and take action. Make sure you use the realtors that are available to you. You use mortgage brokers or banks to lend you money, and you hang around other people who are investors so you can learn by osmosis and listening and watching how to analyze deals and how to make money. The last thing we're going to talk about is how to find real estate wholesale deals. I find them 4 ways. The first way I find them is driving around. I'll see properties that are boarded up. I did this in Oakland for years. I would drive around and find properties that were boarded up, and I would use realtors or title companies to help me find out who owned it, and then I would buy it. Or sometimes it would have a for sale sign out front, and I would just buy it. Wholesale can often be a foreclosure, not always, but typically can be. Again, distressed, they want to get rid of it, they want their cash right now, they don't want to deal with fixing it, okay? That was one way I bought, was driving around looking for boarded up properties, unmaintained properties, or properties that had for sale signs on them where it said foreclosure or the property was boarded up. The second way that I've found wholesale properties is by relationships, meaning that I know realtors, I know people in the business, I know people in the title industry, and they will actually call me. I just got a text this morning from a realtor that I know who said, hey, I got this property, it's got a foundation problem, they just want to get rid of it, they're looking for this amount of money, are you interested? Here's the comparables. Okay, the property, they want about $420,000 for it. Fixed up, it's worth about $550 to $575. So do I want to buy that property? You know what? I've been so busy today, I haven't even looked, right? But that's how I got it, by a relationship. Now, how do I know this person? I know this person because they listed a house that I bought to fix up, and because I wrote the offer with them, the listing agent, they got me the deal, right? And now I'm fixing up the property and they're going to resell it for me. So now they're looking for me for deals because they know that I buy it and I fix up property. So as a known wholesaler, relationships are very important. The third way to find wholesale properties we talked about earlier is look at auctions. Auction.com is one, Hubzu is another, Foreclosed is another, and there's others. The county will have sales. The county that is typically once a year will sell properties for failure to pay tax, right? That's tax lien sales or tax foreclosure sales. And then there's also courthouse step sales maybe once a month where the bank goes through the court and does the foreclosure process and they are selling the property on the courthouse steps. That's another way to get wholesale properties or properties below market and where to find them, okay? And remember, don't forget to subscribe, okay? Because the fourth way is the best way and the way that I find a lot of my deals, and that is realtors. Realtors every single day are in the market. Attorneys that deal with estates are always have property they need to dispose of, okay? Bankruptcy attorneys, people that need to sell. Divorce attorneys need to sell a property, okay? Realtors, divorce attorneys, estate sale attorneys, auctions, all right? All of these individuals need to get rid of assets, and real estate is usually one of them. Divorce attorneys could say, hey, you know, court ordered sale, you know, lowest bid, highest bid, whatever bid makes the most sense to the court. Maybe a lower bid might make more sense because it's completely as is. They'll take it as is and it's all cash. Maybe a higher bid will not make sense to the court because they require to get a loan. They want to investigate the property. They may or may not qualify for the loan. They may or may not get approved. So they may take a lower offer, the cash offer, and do the deal that way. So again, always not necessarily the highest or the lowest, but what's the best for the situation. And this is where wholesalers step in. They say, look, I have cash, I have liquidity, I have lenders, and I can close quickly, and I do close. I have a reputation, I close, okay? Or I have a partner or investment group. All those things are how you get into wholesale, how you get started in wholesale, and how you find wholesale. And lastly, and most important on wholesale, be sure that whatever contract you use, you have it reviewed by an attorney in your state, okay? You can get in a lot of trouble with large sums of money by not doing things contractually properly. You can get sued by the person you assign the contract to, you can get sued by the seller. So please, be sure you use an attorney, review your documentation, and make sure you are a realtor. Make sure, but your contract needs to be an attorney. Make sure you do everything legit and by the book, and you got to disclose. See, a lot of people that wholesale, they go, I don't got to disclose anything. No, you do got to disclose. Tell what you know and make sure the seller gives the disclosures to the buyer so you don't end up in a big court mess. I'm Paul Maguire, and on the next video, we're going to talk about how hard is it to get started in real estate. You'll find out on the next video.